Today's episode is sponsored in part by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Benchmark knives since 1978.
Hello everyone, this is John Ward and this is Ann Baker. Welcome back to another episode of the Appalachian Kitchen here on the Appalachian channel. Ann came and she cooked for us a few weeks ago and it was absolutely delicious, and we've been looking forward to you coming back. And tell us what you're making today.
Today we're making salmon patties. We're making fried potatoes, we're making meal gravy, which John said he's never had. We're making cornbread. Let me check and see what else. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's a small meal, but it's a delicious meal and it's a hearty meal. Absolutely,
I'm excited about it. But we got something else today to show you all. We have some knives that were given to us by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. They're the world's largest knife retailer, and my son Isaac is their media director, and you might have seen Isaac on some of my videos in the past. I've actually made a couple of videos there at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and I'll have the links to those at the very end of the video. You can click on to go to the two different videos I made there. But we got 3 different knives. This is called the Damascus series, I believe, and I think he said all 3 of these knives are under $35 a piece. They have thousands and thousands of all different kinds of kitchen utensils and knives on there, and there'll be a link in the very first comment. And to go, and if you'll click on that link, that'll help us let them know that you're watching the video and might get us some more stuff to donate it to us through them. And we're going to do this right here. We're going to give you this knife to take home with you. You can have this one.
Oh my goodness.
Ann bought us stuff last time and gave us stuff, and so this time we're going to give this knife to her, and I think she's going to cook with it. She liked that one, so there you go.
And with this, I told John I had seen his videos, and I never realized that they had things in there for women.
Oh yeah.
Because my husband would want to go, and I thought, well, there's nothing in there for me. I don't want to go, you know. And now, yes, when I saw that, there's a specific knife I want from them. So
well, now you've got one, and we appreciate Isaac and Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Make sure to click on that link that you find in the description and the very first comment to go there, and they can tell that you've clicked on it, and that'll help us get some more stuff to give away. Yeah. So guys, we're gonna get ready. Let Ann cook. You ready?
Yes, and one thing before we get started, I want to thank everybody who sent excellent comments. That you just did my heart. You just made my heart burst with pride that, hey, I can do something, I can do this. So each and every one of you, thank you so much, and may God bless each and every one of you.
Yes, thank you for the wonderful comments that y'all left, Ann. It was such a pleasure working with her, and we're glad she's back again today.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out of the way and let you get going.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get the oven heated to 425, and I'm going to get my cornbread on to start making. So what I brought today is I just bagged today to make it easier, but I have my salmon mix, and I'll talk about that here shortly, what I put in it. And I have my meal gravy mix, and I have my cornbread mix. So when I make my cornbread, what I do is anymore you've got the mixed cornbread where you've got the flour and the meal mixed together. So I just buy that, and buy what you can afford. The prices have gone outrageous in flour and meal, so I try to wait until I see something on sale and I'll buy it then. So I use this cornbread mix. I always like buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk. If you don't have milk, you can use water. It's whatever you have. With the buttermilk, if you don't have buttermilk and milk, all you have to do is, I usually about 2 cups of milk, and then I'll put about 2 teaspoons of vinegar in it and let it sit a while, and you'll see it start curdling. But I'm a big buttermilk fan on a lot of my cooking. So I'm going to use it. Now, I'm not an egg person, but I will try to do at least 1 egg in my cornbread. That's up to you what you do. I don't make the cornbread fancy. I just do my cornmeal, an egg, and I do my buttermilk to it. So I'm going to get me a bowl, and then I'm going to start making it up. Okay, so when I start heating the oven, I put grease, and I put usually around 2 tablespoons of grease in my skillet, and I put it in to get it hot. So all I'll do is put my cornmeal in. And I just do my egg. And this is 2 cups of cornmeal. I use 2 cups for that skillet that I have. There's different sizes skillets. So with that skillet, I use 2 cups of cornmeal mix. And I'd say start out with a cup of buttermilk to a cup and a half. And it's going to depend, and it's going to vary on what you want. I don't want my cornmeal mix too thick, and I don't want it too thin. I like it in between. And if I'm making salmon patties, I will save some of this cornmeal mix, and I'll show you in just a second what I do with it. Okay, so we've got that ready. We'll wait when our oven gets preheated, and now I'm going to start peeling my potatoes and getting them ready. This is an excellent knife on slice. It's much better than the last time. Very good. It's sliding through. And I'll show you how I peel my, slice my potatoes different ways. It depends on if I've got the grandkids there or if it's just Terry and I. And I think one thing about it, they talk about leftovers. I'm not a fan of leftovers, but now potatoes, I like leftover potatoes with a piece of cornbread. I always try to wash the, I like sometimes if I'm going to fix my potatoes, I know I'm going to have fried potatoes or mashed potatoes, I like to cut my potatoes up and let them soak a while. I can actually cut them up that morning, and I like to put them in cold water and just let them soak, and then rinse them right before I'm getting ready to fix them. So this is the way I usually like to do it. I like to just slice them like that. But you can, take a piece and do that and slice them like a French fry if you want to. Either way. But if I fix potatoes with my grandchildren now, you have to have ketchup and mayonnaise mixed together. They like, I fix half and half, half ketchup, half mayonnaise, and they love that. And you can slice them, but you don't have to if you got a few left. And the only thing I put in my fried potatoes is salt and pepper, and then I'll salt them when I get out, when they come out. Taste them and see about that.
That knife definitely seems to cut a lot better than the last one, don't it?
It sure does. I was afraid I was going to waste all the potatoes and cut my hand. This one you better be careful though, now it's sharp.
Well, thank you, Smoky Mountain Knife Works.
Yes. Okay. And then I'll rinse them again. Okay, there's that go. Now I'll just set them right here and let them drain. I'm going to clean my mess up and then we'll be right back. Okay, now salmon is not the best smelling there is. So usually what I do, I try to go to my sink and I pour my liquid out of my salmon in the sink and try to run water. Okay, so what I do is get this out. A lot of people eat the skin. I don't eat the skin. I just kind of peel my skin off. You may not get all of it off, but I peel it off. Salmon is very good for you. And there's here, so I just kind of go through here and kind of take that and put it in my can as I go and do that. Now there's some little bones in here. Some people, these bones will not hurt you. But I usually clean them out a little bit. Now when we were growing up, anytime we had fish, my mother would make us eat a piece of bread or a piece of cornbread with it, in case there was bones. I reckon if you ate cornbread or bread with it, you wouldn't get choked if you got a bone in your throat. So we just do this. Also, I was taught if you ever need a snack, there's your bones right here. There's your little bones. Right there. There. Open a can, drain it, and clean it. And we would put onions and a little bit of vinegar in it. And we would eat it with crackers. Well, what am I doing? We would eat it with crackers. And that was good too. That was a good little snack during that period. So I've got that right here done. And I've got to cut my onions up and we'll be right back. Okay. I usually use a medium to a large onion. You can use a small onion if you don't like onions. But I think if you're going to make this, I like the onions in with it. Like I said, I'm not a fancy cook. I guess I cook what we like, and that's how you need to cook, is what your family likes. So it's easier for me to cut it in half and then slice it like this. And then I'll just slice it like this and do that. Fix it like that. I've got a chopper for this, but I don't ever get it out. I can do it like this and it's less messy to me. I don't have so much to clean up. Okay, the oven is almost there. Now, do you hear it sizzling? That's what you want to hear, is that sizzle in that skillet. And that's enough for this, because I don't want it. A lot of people likes it thin because they love the crust. If you don't get to the cornbread before my husband does, usually he has the crust eaten. So, let me put this back in, and I'm going to put this on. This is an oven I've really not used, so I'm going to check and see. We're going to put the timer on at least 25 minutes. Okay, if you notice here, I have about a tablespoon of my cornbread mixture left, so I kept it in there just for this purpose. I need some salt. So you can put a fourth to a half. Again, everybody's preference on salt is different. So we'll do this right there. And just leave that there. I'll be using it too again. Now I'm going to mix that up. Now let me go over here. I'm going to put an egg in this. And that's to help bind it. Right here. Let me see. Milk gravy. No. Salmon mixture. Okay, this is my salmon mixture. And I put, let me see. Let me try. Start out with maybe 2 tablespoons. And what I've got mixed in here is I've got about 4 tablespoons of cornmeal, and I've got about 2 tablespoons of flour. And I just mix a little bit at a time till I get it to exactly where I want it. Also on this too is, where's my buttermilk? Wait just a minute. I just put, let me see here, how much. I just put just a little bit of, about 2 tablespoons of buttermilk in there. And do that. Let me see if I can make it. Now, let me put just a little bit more. If you watched the last video, you remember I told you that my mother did not tell you everything. Well, her salmon patties, when she fried them and when you bit into them, there was a crunch about it. And I'd roll my salmon in meal before I fried them, and I'd roll it in flour before I fried it. I could not get that, so of course you just have to watch her and act like that you're not paying any attention to her. And you realize she didn't roll it. She mixed it all in together. And that's how she did it. When my kids was growing up, I would always fix 2 cans because they liked salmon, and they would snack on it at night too, if they were hungry. Okay. I'll just go ahead and do this one and let it be fried. Okay, when I get it out, I just pat it down and put it like that. Put it in the skillet. And your patties can be as big as you want them or as little as you want them. I just pat them out to the hand. Now I'm getting ready to put my macaroni in to make my macaroni and tomatoes. So I always wait till the water gets boiling, and I've already put a little bit of salt in it. I always put salt when you're making pasta in your water. And I would put at least a tablespoon anyway, because you're not going to get the flavor from the salt. It's not going to be salty is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me do one right here, and we'll just do this one right here. Okay, let me put this over here. And since today I'm just going to make a half a box, it depends on your family size and how much, but I'm just going to do about, I think this is like a 2 pound, and I'm just going to do half of it. And at home I've got a gas range that we just got here within the past few months, so I'm still trying to learn on it. This one says 9 to 11 minutes. I would do it around 8 minutes because we're going to add the tomato into it and cook it a little while, so you don't want it mushy. You want it done, but you don't want it mushy. Okay. Oops. There. As soon as our salmon patties gets done, I'll go ahead and get put our potatoes in and let them start frying. And then that'll be the only thing that's left. And when I make my macaroni and tomatoes, or if I make cabbage rolls, anything that soups, spaghetti, I like V8 juice better than I do the tomatoes, so I do a lot of V8 juice anymore. I just tried it one day, I didn't have any tomato juice, and we had the V8 juice and I really liked it, so I used the V8 juice instead of the tomato juice. Now I'm getting my meal gravy ready to fix too. So I use a can of cream. You can use milk if you want to. I always salt my gravies 3 times. Once when I get it, put them in the bowl. Like that. I just salt a little bit. I also put about a half a can of water in it right now. I may add more water in the end, but right now I've got a half a can of that. And if you have coffee, if you're a coffee drinker and you have coffee, I always put about a 1/4 cup of coffee in my meal gravy or my morning gravy. And a lot of people wonders what is it, but they don't know it's coffee, so I'm telling you a secret. Let me get that turned up. I had that turned down. Let me go back now. Going to have to turn that back up a little bit. You want to make sure they're done. And if we're at home, I won't clean this skillet out and wash it out, because my salmons and my potatoes going to be eat together. So you don't have to waste it by cleaning it out one time. You can use part of this grease with it. It's almost done. I'm going to get these out, and while the cornbread is done, so we're going to cut the oven off, and I'm just going to leave these in the oven so they won't get cold on us. Salt is your preference. I should have put a little bit more oil in it, and that was my fault. We'll do that. Now I'm going to drain this, my macaroni. Do you have any butter? I forgot to bring.
Yes, we got
oh,
butter.
Good. I need about 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, that's enough. I always put butter in my pasta too. Let it melt. Some people put cheese in their macaroni and tomatoes. I don't. That's just if that's your preference. And I washed the top of my lids off. So I just pour it in. So since I just used a half a box, I'm not going to use the other one can. I'll do this. Now, I found a secret that I watched a gentleman from Canada cooking. And when we use tomatoes, we always put a little bit of sugar in our tomatoes, so it kind of takes the bitterness away. Well, this gentleman said, put a little bit of baking soda in it and forget the sugar. So, I'm still trying to figure out how much I can put, but I'll do a pinch or, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon or 1/2 of a 1/4 of a teaspoon. And if you'll watch, it starts, see how it starts foaming up? And that's really, to me, it is so much better, it tastes better by doing it like that, using the baking soda instead of the sugar. So I've just known that for, I guess, the past 2 months. I've been trying it, experimenting with it. And so that will cook. I usually like to let it cook about 3 minutes. Now there's one thing I like to do. When I get my cornbread out, I always like to turn it over because that's the crusty part. And that's the part that most everybody likes. It's got a crunch to it. do this one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our meal gravy started. So this is bacon grease. That's about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease right here. And I let it get melted. Okay, that's over there. Let me get my... And usually when you make your roux, it's usually 2 on 2. So if it's 2 tablespoons of grease, you usually use 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of cornmeal. You might have to use just a little bit more cornmeal than I think I've got 4 tablespoons in here. Let me get the other one. I forgot something. I've got one more. Hold on. Terry said when his mother, she talked about growing up, if they had, when she'd come home from school in the afternoons, they would have to go and grind the corn to have cornbread for supper that night. And then whatever they had left over, they made meal gravy that night to go with it. And she said back then, if you had to have cornbread for breakfast, then you were considered not rich. Yeah, if you couldn't have biscuits for breakfast. So they did everything. And Terry's grandma used to say that his daddy's mother, that and his mother's mother too, that whatever biscuits was left in the morning, they would take them biscuits in the evening and they put jams and stuff on it, and that was their dessert for the evening. They didn't bake the cakes and all that. So what I'm going to do here is just let this brown up. That's the key, just like flour. You have to let it brown and try to get the flavor. The cornmeal, you'll have more of the cornmeal flavor is what you want. But the flour, you really want to cook that flour tasting out. And I always just keep stirring mine most of the time. Usually when we have cornmeal gravy, we have what we call mixed pickles. And mixed pickles is like you take green beans, corn, cabbage, hot pepper, green peppers, and you mix the brine up like a kraut brine, and then you brine it for like 10 days before you can it. But you also have to do it in the sines. That's very important. If you don't do it in the sines, the mixed pickles don't turn out right. So usually I'll Google now. My mother used to have the Farmer's Almanac calendar, but you definitely don't do it in the bowels, and you don't do it going into the bowels. You have to make sure it's out of the bowels before you even start. So, but I'll just Google it, what's the best time to make mixed pickles, and it'll give you the dates. So you have to make sure. The only problem is, growing up, you might have a lot of items come in at one time that you can make it, but it's not the right time yet. So don't waste your time of doing it. Just wait till the time comes to do it. And this weekend, I canned the bushel of green beans, and then I took about 2 messes and just broke them up, and we put them out in the back of the car to let them dry. We made, some calls them leather beans, some calls them shuck beans. So we made 2 messes, so that'll be for this winter. We'll have 2 messes, and what you do, get them out, put water back in them and let them hydrate, and you cook them. And usually that goes with pork chops and cornbread, beets. So I'm going to, like I said, I like to salt is a key when you're making gravy. Salt and pepper. Let me turn this down a little. So I hope John likes this, and I hope Dustin likes it. I'm not for sure. It's just something we grew up with. Okay, let me do this. That, and then I do that, and it depends on how many. So you can do it like this and make it halfway like that. I'll do 2 of them like that, and that's how you do it.
Well, I know one thing, and it looks absolutely delicious, and it's been a great honor having you here again today. And I'm gonna start out, well actually, she laid one of these salmon patties out a little while ago that she was cooking, and I kind of took advantage of that and ate it. And so I know it's really good. I don't have to take a bite, but I'm gonna try to get some of these taters out of here, and we got some gravy. All right, and look here, tell us about these
macaroni and tomatoes. I probably should put that other can in, but I didn't, so, but like I said, you learn. And then this, I always put this, we always put it over our cornbread, just like if you was eating
biscuit?
Gravy and biscuits, yeah.
Well, I've never done that. I'm gonna put it on the side.
You just get your little bit.
Start from there, and guys, last time she came, it was absolutely wonderful. I've tried the salmon patties, and I'm gonna try some of this macaroni. Good, I love it. Some of the gravy. Now, what do you call this gravy?
Meal gravy.
Meal gravy.
Cornmeal gravy.
Cornmeal gravy. I can tell it's a little bit different.
It is different, yeah.
Now,
that's why we ate it with cornbread instead of biscuits.
Well, guys, make sure to leave Ann a comment.
Yes.
And also, make sure to click on the link in the description for the Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Just click on it and look at what they've got available. They're the world's largest retailer of knives, and that would help us out a lot. And I know that last time you got a lot of good comments.
Yes,
so
I did. I appreciate it.
So make sure to leave Ann a comment. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button, so the little bell, so you'll know when our next video comes out. And God bless you all. See you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.
I have tried to create a YouTube channel. That was a request for some people. They didn't have Facebook, but I do YouTube. So it's Anna Ruth Cooking is what it is. So hopefully this weekend I'll have, some had asked for the coconut cake recipe and the roll recipe, and I hope to be doing that this weekend when my children are home.
Okay, I'll put the link for that also in the description so that you can find it.